Last night, I decided to have a shower, and I was thinking about the Reno, and in my subconscious, I was thinking, gotta get up tomorrow morning and go and see Sister Linda. So I was thinking about the Reno, and it just came to me, and I thought, why, or most of our generation are West African. You never thought about that? Most of them are West African. The Sadis, the Oguzanyus, the Pereiras, the Finnis, etc., etc., etc. The most of them were, and I thought, well, that building was up, say, beginning of the 19th century.
Yeah.
And if you go back to after the war, a lot of the Africans were here before the West Indians.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Africans were here because they were stowaways, and they worked on the merchant ships and hid. Well, my dad, Mr. Finni, was an officer in the merchant navy. He actually had a degree in agricultural science.
Wow.
Went to university. Anyway, the point is, after the war, okay, they stayed. Some stayed in Moss Side, some stayed in Liverpool, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, where the docks were.
Yeah.
But then they found it easier here, and they met white women. So where did they go to entertain themselves? They went to a few clubs. I can't remember the names because I wasn't born then.
Yeah.
But when you asked me before, what was my first recollection of the Reno?
Yeah.
That's what got me thinking. I can remember because I've got a very retentive memory, Linda. But the thing is, how did it start? They had to go somewhere to dance.
Oh, I just got a picture of them.
They went to the Reno, but it wasn't called the Reno then. I think it was called Palm Grove or something.
Palm Beach.
Palm something.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. But it must have been.
What year are we talking here, Sam?
Well, I think Moss Side was inhabited by Jews at the beginning of the century. All them houses on Monton Street, would that have been Edwardian or Victorian? Edwardian. All those big Edwardian houses which were sadly demolished.
Yeah.
Which is a mistake, but we have to move on. And what I'm trying to say is, I've lost it again. Now, what was the question you asked me, darling?
What year do we think it is that they started first going to the Palm Beach?
I think, well, yeah, it was inhabited by Jews, Moss Side.
Yeah.
And as the economy grew after the war, they moved out to Hale and to Wilmslow and to Prestwich.
Yeah.
And we moved in.
Yeah.
We moved in, met the white women.
Yeah.
We didn't stop there. There's another story there as well, because the fights that went on because of the soldiers after the war from the army barracks in Burtonwood used to come into Moss Side and dance.
Where's Burtonwood?
Burtonwood's in Warrington.
Oh, okay.
That's where they had an army base, army personnel. And so that's how the Renos, for me, started. It was then inhabited by a black man called Roland West.
Yeah.
Because my dad took me to the Reno when I was, my first recollection of the Reno was, I reckon I was around 8 or 9.
And when are you born then? You're
I'm
not telling me.
You when I was born. To figure it out yourself.
Okay,
baby.
right, good. No, just to get what year we're talking.
We're talking 60s.
In the middle 60s.
Middle 60s, yeah. Middle 60s, because I've got a very retentive memory. I can go back to when I was 18 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in the Reno at 8 years old?
My dad took me down.
Yeah.
To see somebody, and it was the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I remember walking down the steps, and I don't remember turning left or right, but I remember walking into this shiny, shiny floor. It was shiny. And as I walked in, with my dad, holding my dad's hand, and as I walked in, Roland West stepped out. Well, a man stepped out, of which we now know as the gambling room. There was a room on the right-hand side and a step. And I remember looking round because it was massive to me then. I was only set 8, 9, and the floor was shiny, and there was a band. There was no musicians, but there was a band, an orchestral band. Like there was drums.
Wow.
There was saxophones. Well, orchestras used to play there. It was like a dance hall.
Right.
It was like a dance hall for them.
Wow.
And in fact, one of the times when I went down there with my dad again, I saw Mr. and Mrs. Buller jiving in the afternoon. Boy, could she jive.
Wow.
She could jive.
And what was she jiving to, the band?
No, they were jiving to music. It was like early tea time.
Right.
One of the times I went down. But anyway, back to my first encounter. This man stepped out of the step, and it was like, you know the film, was it Alice in Wonderland? No, Dorothy, Wizard of Oz. When she falls asleep, and it's black and white, and the cabin floats, and she opens the door, and it's in colour.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. This man stepped out of the gambling room, a stocky man, and he had a yellow jumper on, he had blue pants with like gold stripes. He was a golfer, but I didn't know he was a golfer then. It was Roland West, who incidentally was Britain's first black professional golfer. You're talking the 60s.
Yeah.
So what he went through was horrendous to get where he was, but he didn't care. He did it. However,
his daughter's been on and told his story. Bubbles,
Sister Bubbles, she's great. So that's another story in itself again, Linda. But that was my first encounter of the Reno, and I think that's how it started, and that's where I think that's where they went and they met. Like we go to the Reno, or we go to the Big Alley at the time, or we go to the Russell Club.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's their
That was their entertainment. That's where they'd meet.
Yeah.
After work, working at Dunlop's, working in the factories in Old Trafford, because they used to work.
Yeah.
Trust me, them afros worked until they got enough money. Till they got enough money to do their own trading.
Yeah.
But the Reno, we have a lot to thank for. That's what I was thinking about last night, and I was thinking, everything happens for a reason, and I don't think this story could be told without you, Linda, because when you kept walking across that grass, going to university, and coming back, and going and coming back, you're walking over, because if you can imagine the Reno underground, all the energy.
Yeah, no, exactly.
All the energy that's underneath there.
No, exactly.
Because life is spirit, and spirit is life, so it encompasses all the energy and all the love and all the warmth. There was no violence.
Yeah.
They didn't fight against each other. They were happy. Our fathers were happy to be in a place where there was hot and cold water.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you are bringing this to life. And you walking across that croft and going back, spirit made it happen.
Yeah, just one day, I stopped on it and I felt exactly what you're saying. Exactly. It's like it's all there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to dig it up. It's all there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's great.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, and that's what came to me last night. You didn't just say, oh, I want to excavate the Reno. That never entered your mind to excavate. I don't think it did. I think you were ahead and out of your digging and your pressuring bureaucratic people trying to push down walls, which you have done. You're at this point, and then obviously then you've got to excavate it. And I think that's an absolutely magical thing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
That's what I think. I think we all think that.
Oh, thank you.
So,
do you know what else there was done that day? It was covered in poppies. You know, like the war. Funny.
Remembrance.
Like remembrance.
Remember
it
the
was,
Reno.
Yeah, no, it was.
That's what.
And funnily, again, that goes back to Thingy as well.
But you see
the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And the poppies.
You know,
isn't that weird?
No, it's not. It might be weird to you, but me as a spiritualist medium, it's not weird. It was meant to happen.
Yeah.
And you are the one to make it happen.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I think it's.
But it did feel like that day. It felt like this is going to happen. I just felt energized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. And the only reason why I'm here is because I'd had my reservations at first to do it. And because I'm basically, I might be flamboyant and gregarious, but I'm quite a private person.
Yeah, me
Quite
too.
a private person, so I'm happy to help you and assist you in any way. But back to the Reno again, there's lots of memories in the Reno, lots, and we'd have to sit here and have a drink and then it'll come out, you know what I mean? But
tell me your first night you went down as an adult.
The first night I went down as an adult, I'm not sure, but I think it would have been Paul Freeman who took me down. Paul was a bit older.
Yeah.
Tiger Freeman's son.
Yeah.
And I would have thought we'd have been in town. We used to get the bus to town. And in them days, you know, last orders were like 10:30.
Oh, yeah. Poor
And like
bastard.
2 and 6pence, so it lasts us a week.
Wow.
Nearly. But yeah, first encounter at the Reno, that's a hard one. I remember when I was 9, because I was with my dad. I would say, wow, that's my first encounter of the Reno, in the Reno. I remember the music.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm not sure if it was Latte on the door. I don't think it was Latte on the door when I went in.
Who could it be?
I think it was David.
Okay.
He was a big Nigerian and he used to work upstairs in the Nile because you had the Reno, the Nile, and the Western.
Yeah.
That all three clubs at the same time. But the Nile was frequented more by West Indians.
Yeah.
More West Indians. In fact, it was. The Reno was a mix, but more so in the gambling part. When you walk in the Reno, turn left and then turn right, walk up the step and walk into the gambling room.
Yeah.
There was a mixture of West Indians and West Africans, like Slim, Ozzy,
Yeah.
Yankee Bill, and all them that they used to play.
Kitty George. Yeah.
See, they were all West Indians.
Yeah.
But they used to.
I rarely went in the gambling room, but I remember them going in and coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were, if you think about it, their children would have frequented the Reno. But the elders, the fathers, they went there to gamble. That's what I think.
I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You
know, when the first night you went in the Reno, what kind of club was it? You know, like, was it like... Because I don't go down till 76, so... It's a proper club then.
Right, but... We never went down at 7 o'clock. We never went down. Listen, this is what I used to do. I was going to steal a car. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's back in the day.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this because this is all in my book, but because it's you, I was going to steal a car and I used to go out to the nearest town or into town and steal big suits, size 44, size 46.
Why?
And come into the Reno, go in the Reno at night time slap them on the table and sell them for £5.
Why big suits?
Because they were big. They were big men. I was only a kid.
Right.
But they were big men. And that's what they wanted, size 44s. Because they were big. You know.
How old was you now?
I'm not telling you.
15-ish.
Oh,
All you'll do is make people want to read your book. If you give them snippets, people will want to read the book and read between bits.
It was a great time.
Yeah. Did you do this on your own?
No, I did it with a white guy who's now passed away.
Oh, okay.
Because in the 70s there was an epidemic of heroin.
Okay.
And that just killed it off. Well, that just killed a lot of good boys off.
Yeah, no, definitely.
A lot of good boys.
Oh, definitely.
And it's sad. Oh, rest in peace.
So which areas would you go then?
Let me finish about the Reno. The Reno encompassed. There was a lot of love in the Reno. There was no animosity ever in the Reno. There was no. It's just hard. It was like one big family.
Everybody says that.
It was like one big family. The music was rocking. The energy was kicking. And some of the girls that used to come down there.
Go on.
From town. I think back.
Yeah.
And I think back to the Reno. We used to get the bus from town. I jump off the bus, jump into the Reno. And obviously the same story what everybody says, wait outside. You know, latte. But once you got in the Reno, it was like you were home.
Yeah.
You were here.
Yeah.
And then that was it. We didn't actually dance on the dance floor, we just rocked.
Yeah.
We just stayed in the corner and rocked.
Certain records would drive us to the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roof Garden would drive Frank to the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But I can't think of them now, but certain records, we would just rock. And certain records would drive, no matter how cool the guy was, he would rock. Yeah, with his brandy.
Wow, the Reno. Wow. We've lost some good people.
Yeah.
We've lost some good people, but they're good memories. And memories that, when it's time for me to pass over and I'm over there, I'll be thinking, one of the best times I've had was in the Reno.
It's true.
Just in the Reno. All the clubs in town couldn't kick it.
And there'd be this feeling when I'd see you, I've never known you greatly, but you're just stands in. There were certain people had to be in for it to feel right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like, for instance, when you're in the corner, or you didn't have a weed, you'd get it off Babington or Butu.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Butu?
No, I don't know.
Butu. His sons are still alive, but I won't mention any names. But Butu, drink to you. He'd be as you walked in the Reno, and as you stepped through the door and turned to the left, there'd be a little stool there, and he'd be sat on it, and he'd. And he'd bring out his bag.
Yeah.
And he'd give it you, and you walk into a corner. You stand in the corner, and you stand there. You'd know where everything was. You'd know. And if you didn't have any Rizzler, you say, "Have you have any Rizzler?"
Yeah.
You just get it. And when you smoked, and somebody had finished, you'd say, "You just pass it."
Yeah.
You just pass it. It was mandatory.
Yeah.
You know, you just knew it. You always had a spliff in your hand. You always holding a joint. But then you'd have, on a Sunday afternoon, you'd get a lot of the white guys coming down from Wythenshawe.
Right.
And they'd smoke Sharash block. And that was funny because they were good guys. They were all right, They just liked to, because there was a stripper on.
Oh, okay.
There was a stripper on when I was going down.
Yeah.
There was a stripper on.
Yeah.
And then from there, they'd leave there and they'd go to a place on the Bakers. Is it Bakers?
Oh, the Volta.
The Volta.
On Great
Western Street on the corner.
Yeah.
They'd go in there. I've only been in there once.
Yeah.
Many times I've left the Reno I remember once I left Reno and there was that many shebeens to go to. You were spoilt for choice, trust me.
I know.
You were spoilt for choice.
I've said it loads of times on this. We could be drunk from now till tomorrow morning without blinking.
And it was summer. Back in the 70s, summers were summers.
Yeah,
trust
true.
me.
I know.
And I was in this blues somewhere, downstairs, and I'd been out, and I'm not a drinker, never have been a drinker. One spliff will do me, and I'm happy. So it must have been about 2 o'clock, 2:30, or 3 o'clock. And I've come upstairs. That was about 3, 4 o'clock. And it was buzzing. It was buzzing. And when the fresh air hit me, I was like, what the fuck? What time is it?
Yeah.
4 o'clock. What? I'm like, what? 4 o'clock? Time just went like that.
Yeah.
And I said, nah. People are still going down. People are still pulling up. There's a blues here. There's one over there. And everyone's happy.
Yeah.
The working girls have just finished. They're finished. They finished their shift. They're coming down. They're getting out of taxis. They just probably dip somebody or something like that. And they're going down there. Oh, people are coming in drunk.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, this isn't for me.
Oh, I've walked in, yeah.
I said, you know what I said, Lynn? I said, this isn't for me. It isn't for me. It was too late. It was too late. From that day, I stopped going.
Did you?
Yeah, I stopped going. I stopped going to blues.
Right.
If I went, I'd just go in, hi to everybody and walk out again. It wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. I was never a late man like that.
Yeah.
It's just the way I am. And a lot of the blues at the day had, it was called, Blue Beat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blue Beats is a little bit before your time.
Yeah. My mum and dad loved Blue Beat.
I couldn't stand it.
Right.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, it's just before, it's on 78, isn't it?
Ah, he used to drive.
That's because you're a damn African man.
You know what I'm saying?
Blue Beat's Jamaican.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the blues were.
Yeah.
Africans didn't run them.
No, it's true. It had a different vibe.
It had a different vibe. Everyone was happy.
Yeah.
But everyone was older.
Yeah.
Everybody was older.
Yeah.
Then. But back to the Reno. The Reno was the bomb. The Reno was... People came from all walks of life. I remember one of my friends who owned the club, he said he was on a beach in Brazil, in a bar. And they got talking, where you're from, Manchester. Oh, so am I, blah, blah, blah. Do you know the Reno? Yeah. In Brazil?
Yeah.
And that was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to know?
Tell me your favourite moment in the Reno.
All of them.
Everybody says that.
All of them. There's not been a moment where there's not been a good moment. You couldn't listen. Even if you left your house or you snuck out of the house and you had nothing in your pocket, you'd go down there and come out drunk and stoned.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true.
Even if you paid someone else's drink, you always have a
But
split.
someone would buy you a drink. Someone would be.
You know, it was just a family.
Yeah, no,
it was
exactly.
just.
Yeah.
You know,
you'd definitely get a spliff. Even if you didn't get a drink, you'd definitely get 100%. A spliff.
Well, you stood when you walked in. When you walked in and you got like 5 meters into the place, that was it. That was the VIP part. You just got stoned. It was just brilliant. It was just brilliant. But Phil was a tight bastard.
Oh, go on.
Tight African. God bless him. Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Uncle Phil.
Why are you saying he's tight?
He was just a typical Nigerian. Tight.
About not doing the club up?
No, he wouldn't do the club up. He wouldn't give you a drink. He was, you're paying for this. Go and get your money. And if you ordered a drink, because we'd order like 3 bottles of beer, 4 brandies, because that's what it was then, and you try and carry them, and you might, I'll be back in a minute with the order change. So you get your drink, you go and you'd sit down, you go and you kind of dodge it like that because you're in like a 50p or something like that.
And you've just spent 30 quid.
You know, you can't just go and nick it. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Give me my money.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Low to them, I mean, though.
Yeah. And the girls, they were sharp as fuck. Excuse the language.
No, don't read that. Which girls were sharp?
His daughters.
Oh, okay.
His daughters.
Yeah. No, he trained them up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abiola.
Oh.
Abiola.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah.
Only girl to ever slap me.
Oh, why did
Because my dad had a house on Ripon Street and had the corner shop on Ripon Street selling yam, green banana, etc.
Where's Ripon Street?
Ripon Street was off Green Hayes Lane.
Yeah, okay.
On the corner.
Yeah.
And they used to live on Ripon Street. And I used to fancy Viola. And I made her pass the track, you know, when they're kids.
Yeah.
She gave me one bitch lick. She just didn't mess about with her. She gave me one slap. Woof. She just, you know what I'm saying? Think about myself. Think about the kid. Only kids, you know, like you are, you know,
yeah.
afro.
Hoping for love and you get just lashed. Reno. I know when you talk, you can't describe it. You can feel it.
You feel the energy.
Yeah,
even
you can.
Now.
Yeah, no, exactly. I can feel it as we're talking, but I can't seem to tell anybody.
Trust me.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything. We didn't have any money. And you know, you mentioned something the other day. You talked about bohemian.
Yeah.
We were.
Absolutely.
We were all artists.
I agree with you.
We were all creative.
I agree with you.
And I think that's to do with the mixed blood. Whether you're Jamaican or whether you're West African, it doesn't matter. The mixture of two different cultures together. The rhythm would have come from our dad's ancestors.
Yeah, I've not thought about that.
You know, the culture, you know, I mean, for them to come over here and the white women were our mothers were very, very brave. What they had to endure.
Oh, can you imagine it, Stan?
You listen.
You can't imagine it.
Listen. What those women, I mean, I am not ashamed to say this, and I will say it publicly because she's my mother. My mother was a working girl.
Wow.
And I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
She did it for a reason. She fed us and clothed us and sent us to private school. But this is part of my book, so.
Yeah.
They used to call her the fabulous May Finni.
Oh.
But the things, and Mrs. Pereira, what they used to go through. And I think their only sanctuary was, there was a couple of clubs. There was some before I was even thought of, you know, before I was even conceived. That's when I go back to what I said at the beginning. The Reno was a white man's club at first. Right. If it was a club,
yeah,
it might have just been a cellar.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'll find that out actually.
Yeah,
Try and find that out.
My mum used to mention a club called the Mayflower on Oxford Road. You know, Cheltenham and Medlock.
I don't know so at all. But yeah,
Has your mum ever said anything about what she went through?
Listen, I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it, but that's not to be discussed now. I mean,
okay.
I've seen it, and I don't want to discuss that on camera because this is about you and it's about the Reno. After the Reno.
I'm just saying, you know, like, I should speak to some of them really, you know, about what they went, you know, like being with a black. But it's mad when you look back now, though, and think, you know, it's like a crime, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, but I want to go, I'm sorry to digress, Vita, but I want to go back to the mixture. And that was a sanctuary.
Exactly.
It was a sanctuary for them, for our mothers and fathers. Because they were teenagers, young teenagers, and they were down there. Do you know what I mean? They probably weren't smoking weed. One of the two of them might have been, but not as it wasn't as much as it is now.
Yeah, rampant.
As rampant. That's still not the word. But anyway,
Yeah.
you know where I'm coming from, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that energy is still down there. It's still down there. You know, and if we go back to the time of the Reno in the 60s,
yeah,
that's when it all started. That was a platform for us.
Yeah, the generation.
Because how many of them have been down there with? Because this is what they would probably have done. They'd have gone to they'd have met the white women.
Yeah.
They'd have gone to the Denmark. They'd have gone to the Denmark. Then they would have gone to the Big Alec.
Yeah.
And then a hop, skip, and a jump away is the Reno or the Palm Grove.
Yeah, oh no, of course, just over the road.
Just over the road.
Yeah.
They'd have had a few drinks, they'd have gone back, they'd done nookie.
Yeah.
You're born, I'm born.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With our wild ways.
Do you know what I mean?
But we have to be theatrical because we're born in pure drama. Everything is dramatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, at that time, everything we see, everything about our backgrounds, it's pure. Even the clash of their cultures, it's pure drama, isn't it? That we witness day in, day out.
It was down there. It's theatre.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It was gregarious. It was flamboyant. It was everybody complimented everybody.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Everybody complimented. It didn't matter if you wore your jeans up here.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No, but that was your style as well. If you like this
freestyle,
like magistrate. Do you remember? And I think black guy, older black guy, and his pants used to be like proper up to shins.
Yeah, there was one called Tippy.
I don't remember that.
Tippy. You can tip the camera down here. Tippy, he was a Jamaican guy, and what he used to do was he used to wear like tough boots, and he used to wear his pants here like this.
Oh.
Right. and he used to wear a hat.
Yeah.
You know, a pot pie hat. And a suit that was too short for him. And he used to, I used to walk like this. He used to walk like this. Rap on him tiptoe like this. But he was one of the characters.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was loads of them.
He was one of the characters.
No, but they were cutting their own style because that's not an accident day in, day out to be dressed like that, is it?
No, because that's the way he was.
No, exactly. That's
and
what
it was in the Reno, and that's how he was. Nobody said, oh, he's not a full shilling. He's not really. He probably wasn't, but they didn't care.
No, exactly. There was loads of not full shillings.
Don't forget, there was full shillings actually.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I'm saying?
There was loads though. Yeah. And you'd wait, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, when the weed did get you enough, and you think, who's gonna kick off? You know, for the night's entertainment.
Reno.
Yeah.
And you know what's nice? We can sit here and talk about the Reno. We're both sober.
Yeah.
We're both sober.
Yeah.
Reno. When you just remember when I told you the story when I was had a Volkswagen. I'd been on the town because I could mix in town. I was known for mixing in town with the white people.
Yeah.
And then go from there into my side because that's me. That's how.
Where would you go in town?
I'd go to Oscar's.
Oh yeah.
Oscar's, Lloyd's, Bavardage.
I don't know that one.
You see, they're all. It's where you would say Bavardage was where all the white villains would go.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm not mentioning any names, but that's where they would go.
Yeah.
In town, they wouldn't go to my side. I think they'd been when they were young.
Right.
These were a bit older than me, and they would go in town.
But why shouldn't you though, Stan? Because you're half white.
Exactly.
As much as you're black, you're white.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much to say. I think I'm going to be here for a long while talking about. You can edit it whichever way you want, but you're going to have to just let me pause a minute because It's so. Do you not have to cut it? I just want to
Yeah, no, fine.
just pause. Can you just pause it a minute?
Of course.
Every one of us. You know how energy goes from one to another because we've all got souls. We've all got an aura. That's a soul, right? Let's take mixed race out of it for a minute.
Yeah.
Let's just take a white person, Tommy Brogan.
Yeah.
He was the same.
Yeah.
He went down the Reno. He's autistic.
Yeah.
That's the energy.
No, it's true.
That's the energy. And he's white.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But he's one of us.
No, exactly.
You know, our mothers were white. Do you know what I mean? So it's just that we are mixed race or half caste, which I don't particularly like, but that's an old one. In fact, I've still got a friend who's today will not go back on that. Half caste is half caste, and that's what he loves.
I do.
I know, but I don't particularly like half caste. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's so many artisans and artistic people that have come from that. We're like one big, huge family. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I have to get some water, sorry.
I was in the Reno, when my time in the Reno, there was no cheetah mill and Moss Side gangs.
No.
There was no the gooch and this, that and the
Yeah.
other. We were just young, free and wild.
Absolutely.
We were wild.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we were uncontrollable because we had that much energy and it wasn't directed in the right place.
What do you consider in the right place?
Well, our mothers went through so much and our fathers went through so much. And I'm not just saying West African, because back to what I was saying earlier on, the first people, well, I want to say people, cultural-wise, to come into Manchester, Moss Side, were West African, Indian, not Pakistani, Indian with the turban, Sikhs,
Yeah.
Irish and Polish.
Yeah.
Jamaicans weren't even there. You might have had the odd one or two. That is why there's more West African mixed race children.
No, there is.
Have you thought of that?
Yeah. No, I have when I was younger.
No, I mean, since you've started this, what you're doing.
No.
Because...
No, I used to think of it when I was younger because I felt left out.
Because, darling, because it was Enoch Powell. It was in 1953 or 56 that there was an influx of Jamaicans from Jamaica because Jamaica was a British colony.
Yeah.
British passports. And a lot of them came with their wives.
Yeah. Oh, of course. So white women don't get a look in.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But they did when they landed.
Yeah.
That was a different thing.
Yeah.
Because when see the white woman, they say, listen, man, we want a piece of that there, you know. We want a piece of that, you know. Human nature.
Yeah.
And that is what I was trying to say before when I said there's so much to say.
Yeah.
That is why there's an influx of West African mixed race children.
Yeah, nearly all the mixed race I know of my age and older are African. Nearly all of them.
Well, that answers your question, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can only think of the Willises, the Jamaican.
Do you understand what I'm saying, sweetheart?
Yeah.
And that is, they can dance. You know, I'm not saying a Jew from Jamaican origin can't, but I'm speaking not collectively, everybody. Yeah, because I think I would have thought that Jamaicans are descendants from Africa, because the first people to colonize Africa or inhabit Africa, Jamaica, were the Arawak Indians.
Mm.
And slaves were brought over, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a direct descendant of a slave.
Right. And where was that slave from?
Jamaica. From rural Jamaica. From Africa.
Exactly. But now we're talking
But I
different
tell you
now.
what, man, us Jamaicans can dance.
But that's what I'm saying. We can all dance. No, but what I'm saying is, in your blood, going back centuries, you will be from black.
Here's proof of that, right? We went to Gambia on holiday, right? And you know that dance, like in those hotels, and the Africans get everyone to dance, and nobody can do it, and they look a twat, right?
Yeah.
I could do it. Nobody could believe it, but I could actually do it. I'd never done it before, right? It was just in my blood.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, and I was like, and Tom and Rachel was really laughing. They used to get me in the hotel room to do it again. You know, like, really do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, sis. So, it was vibrant. It was vibrant. I mean, Moss Side at the time, when I was, because I could go back when I was 18 months old, in my cot. Moss Side at the time, I'm not talking about Gorton or Denton or Blakely or Ancoats, I'm talking about Moss Side. Was vibrant. It was vibrant. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was Crofts. There was a mixture of kids, you know, black and white. Oh, it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. It was that energy. If you just take it and blow it into the Reno, and you can take it out of the Reno and blow it. It was there. Yeah. A lot of happiness. Yeah. A lot of romance. Oh. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. From the Reno.
And from all of us.
And from
all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going back to our mothers and fathers. You know, the energy was still there.
When they got together.
It was still there. Whether it was in the Denmark, the Alec, do you know what I mean? Yeah. The capital, you know, the Nile, before.
Do you know what though? They must have loved to party. Because there's so many clubs. Think about it, Stan. There's so many clubs and shebeens and stuff. They must have loved to party.
Yeah. And they used to party in a shirt and tie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a suit.
Yeah. My dad had gorgeous suits, man.
You know what I'm saying?
My dad had gorgeous suits.
Yeah. Don't joke.
Yeah.
But what's come from that is this. And it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. And you've done it.
Yeah.
What's that? Before.
Yeah. Go on. What do you mean? What's come from that is this?
This, what you're doing now.
But
it's like an olive. It's like an olive branch.
Yeah.
It's gone from the thought.
Yeah.
To the walking over poppies.
Yeah.
To thinking, you know what? Fuck the establishment. I'm going to do it. And you're not going to stand in my way. I'm going to do it. And you've broke down barriers. Because the time is right.
No, it is.
The time is right. You know.
What makes you think the time is right?
Everything happens for a reason. And spirit is with you. Seriously. That's, you ask me as a spiritualist medium, that's what I think. Not think, I know.
Yeah.
Somebody has to put it together.
And have both sets of skills. Because what's unusual about me is I've got both sets of skills. I really do come from this world, but I really have been to the National Theatre and things like that.
The thing is, I went to drama school with no qualifications. I didn't fit in because I say it as it is. I don't conform to rules. I respect the establishment, but I don't have to do what you tell me to do.
Yeah.
If I don't think it's right, fuck you. I'm not doing it. And probably that's been my downfall.
Yeah.
Why I haven't gone forward in the theatre, and why I haven't gone forward in television. Somebody asked me a question, and because they don't hear what they want to hear,
yes,
I'm an ogre.
No, yes.
Well, what do you think of Coronation Street as an audition? I don't really like it. For when I said that, I was ousted. I didn't get the part. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if they wanted me to say, oh, I love Coronation Street, it's great, fuck off.
But everybody's sick of it. It's not just us. Everything's
No,
just
but it isn't that, darling. It's we are not frightened because of how we are made. We will say it as it is.
Because we've got fuck all to lose. We never did have, and we still fucking haven't.
Exactly. We will say it as it is. And this is why you asked me, your question was, what was your
I can't remember, Sam.
You see what I'm saying?
No, keep going. I can't remember.
Is someone has to put it together.
Yeah.
You asked me why is it happening now? Because it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
You're meant to be the general. You're meant to do it. Even though you do wear knickers.
It's
not only men that are generals.
Misogynist, not loud, crept out there. Yeah.
No, I think it's a great project, and I'm very fond of it, and I love it. And it's got to happen for our mums and for our dads.
No, exactly, Stan. Well said.
It's got to happen.
No, because they was bloody creative as well, or else why the hell would you kind of like, listen, why would you dare to go with a black man in the first place if you weren't creative? That's fucking like complete mad, brave drama, craziness, isn't it?
Even
at that time.
Even when you look at our mums and our dads, how they dressed. Hello?
My dad was really
sharp,
man.
Shiny shoes, stiff collar. The women, sharp, nice.
And they really loved film, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, like you can tell the way my dad dressed. You can tell that he really liked Humphrey Bogart, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and that my mum, the way my mum, when him and her had come back, and before she started drinking, and they were just in love and that. The way that she'd look at him, you could tell that they'd watched Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, the answers she'd give him when he'd love her. Do you know, like you think, oh, you're in a film, man.
Brilliant.
Because they had to be wild, though, to do that. Both of them are completely breaking taboos in their own. Because do you know, when you really think about it, it can't just be that the white women got flagged. The black men are also breaking taboos. Listen. To go with the white women.
Francis Pereira, God bless him. You go down Moss Lane East, and it's now it was a snooker hall, but now it's they sell furniture in there.
Oh yeah.
Right, but that in the 40s and 50s was a dance hall.
Right, it looks like one actually.
It was a dance hall, and that's where they used to go.
Right.
And dance after the war. And you're talking 1945, 46.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the servicemen from Burton Wood in Warrington, the white Yankees, used to go in there and dance. There's been a few of them been shot. Actually shot. Killed. Because they'd be in there, they were racists because they were white, Americans in their uniforms, and you'd see your mum and your dad dancing. For argument's sake,
right.
What the hell's that nigger doing with that woman?
Yeah.
A fight would start because they were stupid.
Yeah.
They weren't in America. They thought they were in America, but they weren't. They were in England, and they didn't get away with it. A few of them had been shot and left outside.
Really?
Seriously.
Wow.
Francis told me that. He was older than us.
Yeah.
What they've been through. You know, I've been pushed in the pram, because when I was born I was black, and pushed in the pram, and you get the locals coming up. Ooh, Mrs. Finni. Ooh, can I see his tail?
Wow.
They really thought I had a tail.
Idiots, man.
Yeah, well that's what they had to put up with.
Yeah.
In fact, some of them used to live in bedsits.
Yeah.
And it was only the Jews that would give them a flat.
We did, on Grafton Street.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can just about remember, I can tell you, I told you got a very retentive memory. You come down Great Western Street from Princess Road, and you've got the school, my old school on the left hand side, Green Hayes, Lloyd Street. And you've got Lloyd Street, haven't you?
Yeah.
Across Lloyd Street, you've got the furniture shop.
Yeah.
Do carpets.
Yeah.
And you've got a row of shops, then you've got a street. Go down, turn left there and turn right. No niggers, no Irish, no dogs.
Wow.
I seen it. Only a kid.
Crofton Street way, that is. Rusholme.
Yeah, Rusholme.
Wow.
Seen
as close to us as that.
I've seen it, witnessed it.
What a time, Stan. What a crazy time.
So when you ask what did they go through, they've been through a lot. A lot. But they were strong and they stuck by them. You know, they stuck at the time, they stuck by them. And
but Stan, imagine that though, nobody wants you. That's crazy.
I seen that.
Yeah, but imagine, right, you're Stan now, we're walking down the road and it goes, there's a sign saying, no mixed race, half caste, or whatever you want to call yourselves. Imagine that as a sign in black. You can't imagine it, can you? You know, every other house, that's proper crazy. Yeah. Imagine how that really makes you feel.
Then.
Yeah. But how that would make you feel now, or me now. I'm just walking down the road, I'm going to buy some milk, and there's a sign. How must you feel?
Reno. Do you remember the time when I told you the day about? Well, that's what I was saying before. I lost it. I just bought a Volkswagen. I'd been in town, and I was dropping this girl off.
Yeah.
In the Volkswagen, I got long legs, and she had long legs, and we've done the business, like you do.
Oh no!
So I dropped her off, and I'm driving, and I park the car around the corner in case the police come out, so I can just get out and walk around the corner and get in it. So I got out, and as I'm walking in the Reno, Latty said to me, "Go home and get changed." So what for, Uncle? I got money. No, go home and get changed. Look at your pants. When I look down, I had my underpants down here. I'm getting dressed quick. I left your underpants down there.
Why was you getting dressed in the car?
Yeah, but you know, just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Young and wild, man.
Young, wild. But we didn't have any guidance, but that's a different story. I just want to keep going back to the Reno. I keep getting snippets. Yeah. Snippets of the Reno.
What do you mean about guidance? Because you keep saying this, we have no guidance. Well,
we had no guidance because our mothers and fathers were too busy bringing us up, and the men were too busy going to work. They never spoke to us in Yoruba, in my case, because my dad was Yoruba. The women were too busy fighting off the racism, and most of them never went to school anyway. They probably worked as machinists in factories, left school at 11, didn't go to college or university because we couldn't afford it. It wasn't even on their Richter scale, was it? So they went to work. And in them days, your neighbour looked after you, or your auntie looked after you. You could cut through the entry, you look after her going to work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We never had any guidance. And our fathers, what they did was they were too regimental and too disciplined and too violent towards us, trying to teach us.
But isn't that their version of trying to give guidance?
No. It's the way they did it. It was too violent. When you're told to stand in the corner and put your nose against the wall, like Anne Sarge said, you're a dunce. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have the proper guidance because in Nigeria, they weren't loved. They were loved in the sense that the energy was there, but the touch and the feel, I love you, son. Like I tell my son all the time, I love him.
Oh.
I love him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do understand. You're touching on something that's really I've thought about a lot.
Well, and this is what I said, it will be in my book, but, we have to give our children what we never had. And sometimes, even now, it's been hard because our partners in the past, when you're young, it's like a never-ending cycle. Like a never-ending cycle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, tell me what you mean.
Well, as I said, you asked the question, guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Our mothers and fathers, as in my case.
Yeah.
As in my case, let's just say me.
Yeah.
We had the money.
Yeah.
We had like 7 houses, and I'm talking when I was 5. I was at private school in Prestwich, and Mrs. Bantibulla, Afonso's mum, used to take me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 days a week to Prestwich, and when I come back, we were speaking awfully.
Mm.
We had money. My dad was because then gambling was illegal in the 60s.
Right.
So my dad was a bookie, and he used to have bookie runners all around Moss Side and Rusholme, collecting money. But they didn't have any time for us.
Yeah.
As in, let's go to Bellevue.
Oh, okay.
You know, or let's get a picnic basket and let's just go for a walk, or push me on the swing.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't have anything like that. It was just raw. Study. That's it. Yeah, do your tables. There was no love.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
There was no empathy.
I do understand what you mean.
And our mothers, just because they weren't, God bless them, educated.
Yeah.
They didn't, they left school at 9 and 10 to work in the day.
Yeah.
It was after the war.
Yeah.
So the only way they could earn a living, most women, but they won't admit it, were working girls.
Yeah.
Ladies of the night.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it at all. If you're doing it, they weren't doing it for drugs, because heroin wasn't there.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying, sweetheart? So basically, that's what I mean.
Let me tell you what I'm hearing from you, and this is what I thought at the time. It's culturally, this is going to sound so racist and people's going to hate me, man. But it's culturally not in the black men of that day to be loving. It's not part of their tradition.
No.
Yeah.
It's not, because you've got to think of, again, I'm saying to say, my dad.
Yeah, my dad as well.
Right. They were brought up in a third world country.
Yes, exactly. Poverty.
And poverty, basically.
Yeah, poverty. And they're always that far from death.
And they had to fight their way out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
life is like that, innit? And so if you're in this country, then you should learn. You should become educated. That's to their mind.
Right. So perfect example. Why can't I speak Yoruba?
Why do you think?
Because they didn't think about it.
Yeah. They've left that behind.
Okay. Let me get, again, it's a part of my book. You get a Pakistani.
Yeah.
And back in the day, by the way, it was Paki.
Yeah.
If you're from Pakistan, you're a Paki. Simple.
Yeah.
You didn't know that was fucking bullshit. My friend was a Paki. We could call him a Paki. You know, what the fuck? Politically correct again.
Yeah.
Because those in Parliament say you mustn't say that. You've got to say Pakistani.
Yeah.
Anyway, they'd come over here, right? And let's say he married a Polish woman.
Yeah.
Or both Pakistanis.
Yeah.
Right? They would speak to their children in Hindu.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Is it Hindu?
Well, why was he not speaking to you in Yoruba?
Well, because that's what I'm saying. They were too busy.
Okay.
If they didn't have time to sit us on our knee and say, I loved you, they did to the girls. Girls were always the favourite.
With dads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my case, anyway.
Yeah.
Now, here's the example.
Stan, I didn't know you had a sister.
Yeah. 5. There's 5 of us.
Go on.
Right. Put it this way. Perfect example. My younger brother, Richard, who changed his name to Rashid, do you know him?
Yeah.
Right. He's lighter than you. He's this colour.
Yeah.
He speaks 7 languages. He's a mathematician. He's got an MHA, a PhD, an SSNU, whatever you want to call it. He's an intellectual, but he has no common sense.
Okay.
Right? He went to Lagos when he was 6. Now imagine, Imagine this. You've got, so basically he's
You went
white.
to Lagos to live?
Listen, basically he's white,
Yeah.
right? And he goes from here
Yeah.
on a massive big ship.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I can see myself studying now at Liverpool docks, looking up at my brother and waving to him. He's that big.
Oh.
And he sails off into the sunset. Short pants on, shirt and tie. Where the fuck was he going? But my mum thought she was doing the right thing by sending him to Lagos. But she wasn't. So he gets to Lagos now. What's hit him? Culture shock.
Yeah.
No hot and cold water.
Yeah, I've been to Jamaica.
Language.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's
Language
a different language.
and the colour.
Wow.
So he's called Oibo.
What does that mean?
White man.
Okay.
Yellow skinned man.
Yeah.
Oibo. That's what they call me. Oibo. Call you Oibo.
Right.
In Jamaica, I'm a foreigner.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
yeah.
foreigner.
Foreign.
He's a
Yeah,
foreigner.
yeah.
Just what I'm saying. So there's the culture shock. So now reverse it. Here. My dad's come here.
Yeah.
And he's got a culture shock.
Yeah.
But he can handle it because it's hot and cold water. There's electricity.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
A white woman, Jesus, Lord God, she's pretty, man, but like that. Plus you're working as well. I can earn money off her. Understand what I'm saying? Get that money and open the bookies.
Yeah.
That's how they did it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
She didn't make my mum work.
Yeah.
She was already a working girl when
okay.
they met.
Right.
Because she wanted to come out of poverty
Right.
after the war.
Right.
Which a lot of them did, but they remember this, they won't admit it.
No, well, no.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But I'm proud of my mother.
Yeah. Great.
Proud of her.
Great.
So there's your answer why they never gave us love. They were too busy.
Yeah.
I used to sit down and watch my dad eat.
Yeah.
Yeah? He'd eat eba, Gary, which is like cornmeal.
Yeah.
Mix it with water. And he'd sit down and I'd bring him his jug and he'd sit down and I'd watch him eat and his sweat would pour off him.
Yeah.
Sweat would just come off him like buckets of water. And he'd look at me and I'd be starving. I'd be starving hungry. And he'd leave me one piece of meat.
Why?
One piece of meat. Because that's the way they were in Lagos. That's how they did it. They were selfish, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no other word for it.
They were selfish.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they had so many kids.
Yeah.
And that's why most of the Africans were Muslims.
Yeah.
So when they came to this country, it was nothing for them to go with sisters.
I know a few of them.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was their culture.
Yeah.
That's the way they were brought up.
Yeah.
I can have 5 wives. So in their head, they can come over here, go with that one, go with that one, go with that one, go with that one.
Wow. So I've got a really weirdo question.
Go on.
Do you think you'd have more respect if their child was full colour to them?
That never came into the question.
No, it's actually
No.
talking. I'm just questioning it.
No, I know what you're saying, but that never entered the head. It would never enter the head
Okay.
because they just left that.
Okay.
They've left that.
Yeah.
This is Dorothy again.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
understand?
yeah, at home.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Same black and white colour.
Oh,
Do you understand what
true.
I'm saying?
True.
Do you understand
they
what I'm
won't
saying?
look backwards.
Yeah.
They won't, yeah, no, true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the way to describe it.
No, I just wondered if... Do you know what I'm trying to say, though?
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, do you know, would they have
If
more...
they'd have come, like I said before, when in 1953 or 56, when Enoch Powell got them over here to work on the railroads and everything, right? A lot of them came with their wives. The Jamaicans came with their wives.
Yeah.
But how long did that last for?
Not long.
There you go.
Well, lots of them did stay married.
Well, a lot of
but
them
my
did.
dad came here to work and never went back. Met my mum, that was it.
Yeah. But those that came with the wives
Yeah.
would have maybe had a baby here, but they were inevitably they're going to come with a white woman.
Yeah.
You can't tell me. You go you do a research and find out how many Africans or Jamaicans, how many black men came here from their country, married to a black woman and stayed married. down for a peek and you put it on pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
The white women were just normal working class women, and it was after the war. So if you think about it, they were machinists. They probably worked in Dunlops or machinists or I don't think there's anything like home help or anything like that. Cleaning people's houses, looking after the nana or whatever. And basically that's the way they were. A lot of them were working women, like I said before.
Where's your mum from? Is she from Manchester?
I'm from my mum's mum was Irish descent from Killarney.
I'm Irish.
And my father was Nigerian. And I come from Romany gypsy stock.
Okay.
Yeah. My mum was born in Knutsford in a caravan.
Wow.
Yeah, she was. We are distant cousins to the Bullers.
Yeah.
My granddad was a Lee. No. My nana was a Lee. And my granddad was a Boswell.
Oh God. My dad's first name is Boswell. That's weird. You don't hear it often. So is Boswell, what, is that a Romany name then?
It's Romany, yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of when I think of the Reno, my mind always takes me back, Linda. I like to go back. Back. That's how I like to go, and go from there up. Think. And like we've discussed, a lot of people haven't realised, I'm probably repeating myself, but they haven't taken into consideration why black men like to go with more than one woman. I mean, we still do it now.
Yeah.
I think that's just innate animal in us.
Right.
You know, but because a lot of women find mixed race men very attractive. I think it must be, we've got a bit of both.
I know you was right ones in the day, man. I tell you what, it's a wonder you got a penis left stand, man.
Women used to, I'm not being bragging or anything, but I was young.
Yeah.
They used to fight in the toilets over me. Fight! I remember Jackie ripping, I think she's still alive, the girl, Linda. Anne Sard knows her really well. We used to call her Little Lynn. So if you're listening, Little Lynn, you're lost. No, it was, they had good days, man. The Reno days, good days. Really good. You know. And the music that Cooley used to play on Tomlin.
Yeah.
Never mind Persian. Tomlin.
Really?
Tomlin just kick it.
I didn't like it.
I did.
No, man.
Tomlin, Dennis, but we used to call him, I'm too sure we used to call him Bionic Man. I can't remember.
Dennis.
He used to have dreads, didn't he?
Yeah.
They were all good though, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were all good. But Cooley, I see him smiling now.
Aww.
He had a brother as well, Susie. You don't remember Susie, do you?
Which Susie?
Susie, Cooley's brother.
No.
So it was his half brother or brother. Maybe I was.
No, the only Susie I know is a white guy called Susie McGorahan or something like that.
Susie, good looking guy.
Yeah, good looking guy.
Did that quick turn to the gear?
Yeah, that's not Cooley's brother though.
Was it not?
No, Chris Otto is Cooley's brother.
Oh,
Kevin.
yeah. But they were always together.
Yeah, probably because of the gear.
Right.
What are you remembering now? You look all happy. You're in there.
I'm just reminiscing about, we used to go out and do what we used to do and go back in there in the Reno, go home and get dressed nice and sharp and go in the Reno and spend our money.
I've had many a drink off you, Stan. Many a drink.
Well,
Yeah.
they were good times.
Yeah.
Watch Crazy Fonso whistle and dance, man. Oh my God.
But he was part of our energy, man.
And what's got to stay in your mind is Francis Ferreira and Chips.
Yeah.
They were just, because he was in the money. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? He was just the Don.
With a long fur coat, man.
Oh my, like 30 degrees outside. She's got fur coats on.
To the ground.
She not care.
Yeah. To the ground.
Coat was bigger than her.
Yeah. No, he definitely was the Don.
But it implodes to the outside. It was a community.
Yeah.
And the community came outside and came upstairs and came home with us. It was a community.
It's true. He did come home with us.
You know, that's gone. It's just buried. It's just time. Government.
It's also our age to a certain degree, because when you're older...
No, I think what destroyed,
out.
we're digressing from the arena now, but I think what destroyed all that, I think the people in power did it on purpose, indirectly. I think they wanted to destroy communities, because we were a community. Like if the police wanted to find somebody, we'd hide him. We wouldn't grass. We wouldn't grass. I was a no-no. I was a no-no.
Yeah.
I was a no-no.
Yeah.
In my time, anyway, it was a no-no.
Absolutely.
And
God, it's changed so much, Stan.
Oh,
You're saying it now.
God, it's gone worse.
No, but that, without the kind of like the nostalgic feeling of community, just nobody lives in a community, do they? Without
No.
just, you know what I mean? It's just...
We just pass it by.
Yeah,
Hello.
exactly.
There's no conversation. It's been taken away from us, because you had your grandmother on Fairlawn Street. You'd have Auntie Lily next door. Auntie Lily at the bottom of the road. I loved her to death. Auntie Alma, Auntie Lily, Jason's mum and dad.
Yeah.
And then you had next door to me was a white guy, and his dad was black from Sierra Leone. Then.
How does that work out?
Well, it's just because when he came over here, 5 sons she had.
Okay.
Six sons.
And he was the stepdad.
It was a stepdad,
Yeah.
So, you know, you could... So, my mum, when she was going to work, Auntie Mary would look after us, would look after me, or she'd go through the backyard, open the back door, walk 1.5 meters, stump on a trap, and she was in Auntie Jones's house.
Yeah.
She'd look after you.
Yeah.
We've got no milk, go and ask Auntie Joan.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
And what happened is, so some educated prick decides on a board to build a tenement called the Crescents.
Oh, okay.
Right? And pull down houses and destroy communities. So they put Auntie Mary next door in Hattersley.
Okay. Yeah.
And they put Auntie Joan
In Withinshaw.
in Withinshaw on the 15th floor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was the beginning of the end. Liverpool, Birmingham, London, Manchester, Leeds, Wolverhampton, all the inner cities were destroyed.
When are we talking? 80s?
No! 70s.
Middle 70s.
Middle 70s. Middle 70s.
Yeah.
I was only a kid, but that's what's done it. That's the problem we have today. And I remember reading a paper, and it was in this tenement in Glasgow, and the school teacher gave them and said, right, I want you to draw what you can see from your window. So when she looked at this kid's drawing, it was red and black dots. And she said, well, what's this, Michael? Well, the dots are people, and the red are buses, and the black are taxis.
Wow.
That's all he could see.
Wow. Oh, dots. He's so high up as well.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they don't think. They don't think. And that's what's destroyed communities, and that's why we have. They've created it. They've created the society that we have today. And then they get 20 years down and think, oh, we won't pull them down, we'll remodernize them. Hello? That's what's destroyed the community spirit.
Back to the Reno. Because that was a great community, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Progress is progress, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
And when you're poor, you're powerless. When you're poor, when you're poor, you're powerless. If they're just going to move you to Hattersley or Wythenshawe or whatever, you have not got the power because you haven't got the money to buy the house you want, whatever you want.
That economic boom will never come back. But anyway, let's get back to the Reno.
Yeah.
I remember driving past when it was when it closed. I remember that. Just remember the whole block.
Yeah.
I remember when the police used to come down as well.
Oh yeah.
Police uniform, plain clothes.
Yeah.
There was one lady there, one policewoman there. Oh, she was nice. Oh, she had some ass on the boy.
In a uniform or a plain clothes female cop?
Well, we'll keep the uniform separate. I mean, keep that to the bedroom. Keep that to the bedroom. God bless her. Yeah, as I said, I remember being in the Reno, and it was, I'm sure it was a Sunday afternoon. They used to have a stripper on, and my dad came in, and I had to hide.
Well, he's come to see the stripper there.
I know, but I was only young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what happened? I'll go home and I'll think of something and I'll think, because I'm like this, I'm with spirit and I'm trying to think. The Reno, there's that many memories. The food, one African man used to cook there when I used to go down. Oh, you know when you're stoned?
Yeah.
You know when you really block up?
Yeah.
And you're smiling, you can't stop smiling, you know what I mean? It's hurting, your jaw's hurting you, and you've got a beer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life, we'll just reach up, you have to eat. And you think, oh, Uncle, any food left? Any food left? What is his name? Did you interview Francis Pereira?
No.
Yeah, we used to get the food, man. Oh. I used to sit in the corner and eat it quick so nobody could come and take some.
Yes, nobody could share. Beautiful. We have to do one with you and Kelly together to talk about Frank, because you know Frank from two different sides.
Yeah,
it's just an idea.
Well, this is all part of a book I want to do.
Oh, okay.
And well, really, I want to do what you're doing, interview, but face to face.
Oh, okay.
And then a camera. That's the way I want to do it.
Right.
I mean, who the fuck is Jenny Mikhail?
Don't start on your Jeremy Kyle.
Who the fuck is he? Sorry.
Yeah.
You'll have to prompt my mind because.
Yeah. Are we done? If it were done for today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I do.
White people today, they
Yeah.
were describing the Reno of, say, 55, 60 and above. They would say, what a wonderful club.
Yeah.
The music, the energy. But they would say it was a black club. If they were describing it to their friends,
Yeah.
they wouldn't say half caste,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't say mixed race.
Yeah.
A great club, the music was kicking. I used to get smoked down there, and I was robbed when I come outside. But they wouldn't say it was a mixed race. They wouldn't say it was a mixed. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Of course I do. Of course.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's what stays in people's mind, the energy. Not the vibes, the energy, the love, the warmth, the freedom to do what they wanted to do down there, regardless of what colour you were when you got down there. You know, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the Reno. It's just the best club in the world.
Oh.
The best club in the world, and the memories for me go right back to when I was a kid, 9, 8. Brilliant.
And you've been to a lot of clubs though, Stan, to say that though.
I have, because that's what you used to say. Stan could go on both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
I could mix with the white man and mix with our colours, with our people, because I'm a Moss Side man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. Proud. There was a guy in the Reno, not Babington, not Buttu. He used to sell weed down there, and he could pick up an African, black. He could pick up a kettle that had just been boiled with his hand.
Someone else told me about this guy. In another one of the videos, I think Dave Joando mentions him.
I used to love coming out of the Reno and going upstairs and going to and getting some food.
Shorties.
Shorties. Shorty, save me some food here. Give us just the money. Save it for me, mum. Steak and rice.
Yeah. It was lovely. Mine, did you know what mine was, Stan? Chocolate. When I was stoned, it was chocolate.
Was it?
I don't give a damn about food, man.
I just wanted to eat my food, go home, creep into bed.
Yeah.
Where the fuck have you been? Just downstairs in the kitchen. Follow the split downstairs, you know. Oh God. Going, check out my underpants, there's no lipstick on my shirts or nothing like that, not smelling of perfume. Funny. Back in the day. The Reno. Oh. You know, I think here ended the lesson for now.
Yeah. I need